So today I want to talk about my Canon R5C rig. All the parts will be listed down below. So here we go. Okay, so everything I use will be listed down below. So first is the camera cage. It's just for the R5, R6, and R5C. And I have the small rig top handle. With this top handle, you can adjust it to move it forward or backwards. If you have a little bit of trouble putting the camera in, it has these two screws. You can loosen them and then tighten them back up once you get the camera in. This right here comes out, and that's what you use to tighten and loosen those little bitty ones. And I just have a little mini screwdriver, flathead. I don't have the front cap on, but it's always better to have your front cap on your camera. You just can't put the cage on with a lens on. Lens has to be off. What lens I use right now, which I always use, I shoot weddings, so I use the Canon 50. So that's what it looks like, just with the handle. So next is a small rig base plate. It's just this center part right here. And it has these adjusters for the rails. It's also called a rail block. These are 6-inch, 15mm rails. This is also small rig, this V-mount battery plate. I mount that to the rails. So what I do with this is I just mount the camera cage to the base plate. And what's nice about this is that it has a place for 2 screws to mount to the camera cage. You can see where it's kind of worn on there. That's where I attach the camera cage to. Just make sure you get all your screws tight. All right, so that's what it looks like with the base plate, the rails, and the battery mount. One thing I've been doing recently is just leaving my LCD screen open. That way, if I want to use the touch screen, I can. Tighten these back up. And you can move these around too, just pull them out and turn them. And you can leave your screen in, like I said, that's just something that I've been doing. I'll show you in a second how I do it, but usually we'll leave it along the side like that. This is a Manfrotto plate, small rig makes. It actually will fit on the RS2 or other gimbals. And the reason is because it has these, this little channel ridges, and it's just made to fit on it. And it'll also fit on any Manfrotto tripod. So I can use it on a tripod, use it on the gimbal, just makes it really versatile. So I use 2 screws, just makes it even more secure. And it sits pretty solid with that, so. But that's with the Manfrotto plate on. So the next thing I'm gonna put on the rig is the V-mount battery. What I use is the FXLion brand. It's been really reliable. You can check the battery power, what's left. I also have the Nano 1, which is a lot smaller, and it doesn't last as long. But I'll use this if this runs low, or especially if I'm using the gimbal, I'll use the Nano 1. Here's the differences in size. So the battery just slides on that, and then now you can see kind of where the LCD screen is. If I want to use it, I can tilt it, or if I don't want to use it, I can just close it back. And if I want to kind of make this flush, see where it kind of comes out a little bit past the battery, I can scoot the battery back and just make it flush or make it past that way, in case I hit it, it doesn't open it accidentally. So the next thing is the side handle, which is also from small rig. It has a cold shoe mount on the top and the NATO rail attachment. I actually have a NATO rail attachment on the side of the cage. So NATO rail attachment there. It's just a small one, that's all I need. I don't need one of the longer ones. Try to make it about the same as where my hand will be, where the rail will be. You can like make it lower or higher, but also when you set it down, it doesn't scoot on like tables or blacktop or anything when you set it down. The monitor I use is the Atamos Shinobi And then I use small rig monitor mount for that. It adjusts it. You don't have to adjust the tension. It already has that kind of built in. One thing you do have to watch is these things right here, the covers will come loose. They like screw on or something, but they can come loose and pop off. What I do is I put the monitor on the cold shoe mount on the top handle, and then I'll use the Allen wrench from the top handle to tighten it. This is without the battery on the monitor. Pretty much don't need the Allen wrench anymore, so I just tuck it away right here. It stays there, it's magnetic. Also, one thing about the top handle is it does have, I think it's a RE attachment, so you can like flip it around, because this part moves. It's like you can put it on either end, so it's pretty cool. The small rig mini mat box. The mini mat box comes with a set of different rings for different size lenses, and this will hold them all. It just has this top screw that tightens it. Push it all the way back and tighten it down. This is really mainly just for looks, to be honest with you. It does have a hood that you can put right here through this hole, and it can help with like sun flares if that's something that's an issue. You can also use it to kind of block this part of the monitor and the battery. It just kind of makes it a little bit more clean in the front, but that's kind of what it looks like so far. With the matte box on, you can still put your lens cap on and it stays. So next thing is these NPF batteries. I use the Powerextra batteries. This is the 65 watt one, and this is the 38 watt. So you can kind of see the size difference. That's what it looks like with battery. It doesn't go, it goes down far enough, but that will block it. If you don't have the matte box on, it can go down farther, like flatten it out. With the smaller battery, which they work just as good, it goes down a little bit farther. The added weight just helps with the stabilization when you're doing handheld. So that's what it looks like so far. And really the only thing left is the cables. The monitor cable, monitor to the camera. This cable is HDMI to, I think, mini HDMI, whatever Canon takes. And this is a 2-foot cable. You could probably get away with a 1-foot cable, but I'll show you how I put it on. Usually wrap it around where the monitor mount is, and it just plugs into the side. You can use the cable protectors. I've used them before and they're really good, just the one that comes with the camera. The only thing, it's kind of big, so if I want to open the screen, it's kind of hard to like adjust it to where I can tilt it. So the USB-C to USB-C, this is what I use to power the camera. Plug it in here to the USB at the top, and I'll just feed it through here and then plug it into the USB-C port. I took this matte box off just to show you. What I do with the USB-C cable is I kind of feed it. It's small enough to feed through these holes, like in the top handle and on the cage. That way I have less cables that's in the way and, you know, moving around, less chance of them getting hung or caught on something. Also, if you forget to plug it in, it's just going to use the battery power on your camera, and it'll run down fast. So as you can see right here, it's currently right here, it's charging the battery. When it's doing that, your V-mount will run down quicker, so make sure you have a full battery in your camera when you're using your V-mount. It'll say full on that screen where it's charging right now. And this is what it looks like without the matte box. Of course, it has the ring on. So if I wanted to use a smaller battery, we'll just take the bigger V-mount off the Nano 2. And there's different types of V-mount batteries you can use. So this is a smaller V-mount on it. It's a little bit lighter, so the weight also goes a little bit more forward. telling to pick it up, it leans forward. And that can make a difference when you're shooting as well. So, but that's with the smaller one on. So it's a little bit tilted on the front, but not as much. But definitely it's really stable. It's not gonna move, it's not gonna tilt or anything like that, not gonna fall over. One other thing I forgot to mention that I have are they're the rail end caps. It just keeps it from the rail being open. See how it's open in the back, which I don't really need them right here, but they're nice to just screw in the end of the rails. So this is the complete setup. All right, that's it. So if you have any questions, just let me know. The next video is going to be about the R5C on the Ronin RS2, and it's not going to be as rigged out as much as it is now, but I'll just show you how I balance it and what all I have on it when I use the Ronin. Also, if you do anything different for your rig, just let me know. I'd like to hear how you guys do yours. See you in the next one.